Good morning, welcome to a morning review on Friday the 22nd of May. This is Kim Watson speaking for Easy Trader. So looking at the euro dollar first, and yesterday we put this inverted hammer in pretty close to the lows here. Now it's looking relatively good for possibly even pushing up further here. However, we are currently just running into a 21 moving average on the 4 hourlies there. Whether that will break through that we'll see in a very short while. So there's a bit of resistance just where we're sort of sitting at this juncture. If we can break through that, the upper bands stroke daily 8, and there's a combination with the 100 to 34 just fractionally above, so on the 4 hourlies, so plenty of resistance around those sort of levels if we do get a shove up beyond this level. Okay, looking from the 4 hourly perspective, we've already hit daily pivot at R1. Hourly perspective, so if we can break yesterday's high as well, maybe beyond for the R2, as I say, the real sort of resistance sits on the upper time frames. The 60-minute 100 rarely creates much of a problem. It's certainly less significant than the 50s, the 200s, but that is above us at around about that midi at 1192, so an area where it could push on through to. A decent day though, as I say, would push us right away up probably to the R2 area at 1224. As I just check the numbers where it fits in. 1224, that's well below 1234 into the middies there, so it's 1224, 1234 certainly could be a target sort of area if we continue to the upside here. Okay, let's have a look at the pound dollar. Right, yesterday, previous day, I'd put the reversal spinning top candle in. Yesterday continued up. It's now put a pivot swing in, which is relatively bullish, and we could see a continuation of this to the upside. We have this little sort of little flag that sort of looks like it's been triggered as you just draw a line on the top of it for a moment. So the flag would have probably been about across there, sort of thing, and it's broken. Looks like it's broken to the upside of that, and looking towards yesterday's highs at this juncture. We come down to 60-minute time frame. A couple of things to bear in mind is we haven't yet got the daily pivot, which is a reasonable probability of being hit. That sits around about 156.27, so any sort of breakdown of my trend line I've drawn across the lows here may give us, I mean, there is support in terms of the alley 21, etc., the 200, so it has got a few areas of support on the way, but if it does start breaking down, that would be a reasonable target. Alternatively, break yesterday's highs, maybe see us run up into the daily R1, maybe again, maybe further. Had a decent move yesterday, around about 167 pips, so good chunky move. But there's looking at the bigger time frames, this could continue up, run back up towards the highs there. So dollar yen. Dollar yen strengthening back. It's just coming back to the prior line I've drawn on here in terms of resistance levels. It's now sitting back into that prior resistance, and which could form some support. If it doesn't, well, it could come back into the previous range there. It wouldn't be surprising if we came back down into that daily 8. So certainly looking like at the moment it could continue to the downside. That was pretty much a bearish harami the previous day-ish, so continuation of this bar to the downside would certainly be a continued trigger effectively. Looking at the smaller time frames for the dollar yen, it's at least moving a little bit more. We've got more movement as opposed to just sideward chopping it on a day-to-day basis. Some decent moves now. It's already caught daily pivot S1, pretty close to the S2 as we stand. Yesterday was pretty much a small ranging day effectively with the dollar yen. We could see, as I say, further continuation to the downside here. From a daily pivot point of view, we could run down to the 120.38 area possibly, if it continues in this vein. Okay, finally Aussie dollar. Aussie dollar again bullish for Rima yesterday-ish. It's a bit of a big candle, but anyway, it's a relatively bullish inside bar there. But it's it's continued through the movement today. Again, upper bands could be resistance. It's already broken through its 4-hourly 21, so it's pushing up towards that area of the bands of 4-hourly 34. Let's just have a look at the lower time frames here, just into its 100 moving average at the moment. Again, whether this will hold is another matter. The hundreds just don't hold the same way as the others. There is a bit of divergence going on this Saudi point of view from here. Marginally untouched pivot, although price was pretty close to it around the midnight sort of period. So it may not come back and test that one, but certainly a possibility. So watching that trend line I've drawn on here for potential of further downside. So that's where we are sitting at the moment. So a minor bit of dollar weakness, I would suggest, but we've got lots of speakers today. We've got Draghi speaking at 9 o'clock when he's addressing there's an ECB forum on central banking that's taking place in Portugal. He's speaking at 9 o'clock, and then we've got Carney speaking at 12 o'clock on another panel on the same current perspectives on inflation. So there's 9 o'clock, 12 o'clock, and then you go through to 2:30. You've got Draghi speaking. There's a panel going on with Draghi, Carney, the Bank of Japan, Kuroda speaking. And then at 6 o'clock you've got the Fed Chair Yellen speaking. So lots of speakers today. Yellen's actually speaking in about the US economic outlook at the Greater Providence Chamber at the Commerce of Economic Outlook in Rhode Island. So that could well create quite a lot of volatility around 6 this evening. Okay, that's it for me. Not much else there. So have a great day. Bye for now.